Try as I might, I can't get a pleasing shot of this building from the outside. There's a lot of clutter around here. I love the blue boxes, I love all the verticals and the horizontals, but it's just a bit too messy. But fear not, because I think I've got another way, another angle, if you like, of getting the best of this building. So I've moved from the outside to the inside of the building to see if this gives us a bit more of an interesting perspective. And, well, pointing my camera up, it's immediately far more visually arresting than from the outside. It loses all sense of scale and space. It looks like a giant angel or something with wings sticking out. I don't know. I almost don't care, because just from a sculptural point of view, it looks great. So what's really important to make this image work, I think, is, because it's architectural, the horizontals and the verticals. Grid lines on, as always, and what I'm using is my horizontal line here to line up the elbows, if you like, beneath the wings, and I've got my vertical lines, and I can just make them out, trying to make sure that they're on either side where the elbows are. Of this kind of vertical post in here. You're never going to get this completely true, but you can do a lot of what you need to do in camera. That, hang on, right, just going to take that because that's spot on. Now, from an exposure point of view, what the camera is doing is it's looking at the overall frame and trying to choose an exposure level that works for everything on there, which is usually fine, but because the sky's quite bright, overcast but bright, it means that on the camera here, what's on the inside of the building is kind of all a bit dark and shadowy. So I'm just going to adjust that. It's going to tap and just drag that sun to be a little bit bright, just by dragging it to the right on this phone. Just like that. There we go. And yet we do blow out on the sky a little bit, but I don't mind that because there's not much to see. Instead, I get more detail on the inside of the building, which is what I want to just see a little bit more. Right, while I'm here, let's have a look at what the other lens is in this camera. I've got a 2x lens. Let's see what we've got there. And, oh, I like that. We see a bit less of the sky. Let's make sure we're nicely, horizontally, vertically aligned. Just try and find a reference point. And we're good. And then finally, let's have a look at the wide angle, just while we're here. And I don't like it in this framing because I can see the trees and we kind of lose that sense of it floating in space. So I'm just going to angle the phone further up to try and cut those trees out. And now we get some clutter from the building above our heads, but again, I don't think I mind that. So just tap to expose on the concrete on the inside. Make sure that we're not including any of the trees in the background. There we go. I think we're clean there. Lovely. We've got a few options there, and I have a hunch that the images of this building from the inside rather than the outside are going to be far more interesting, but let's see. This detail shot of the inside of the building I think works really well. We've got lots of detail of the boxes there. We can see the intricacies of the lines. We've got the blues. The sky's blown out. The vertical pillar is nice and vertical, so it works in that regard. If I've got a criticism, it's that the elbows here are just a little bit soft, and they are the detail. We can just see the rust on the bottom there. Maybe if I was taking this image again, I might just double check my focus works on the bottom there. But overall, yeah, it's a successful, intriguing shot. I really like this image. My initial instincts that this felt like an industrial angel kind of stay true here. We've got these three areas of negative space with the sky. It's a shame there's not a little bit more detail in the sky, but that does mean we can focus on the industrial features instead. It's moody. We've just got the highlights of these boxes as they work their way up to the top of the image. It's interesting, it's intriguing, it paints pictures of majestic industrial angels in my mind. I like it. When I review this image, I've got a smile across my face. It's not what I expected, and it's not honestly the image that I took that I thought I would like the most, but it is. I tell you why, because we've got all of these lines. We've got the vertical lines, we've got the 45-degree angle lines. There's a lot going on. We've got the building to which this cladding is attached. The sky, I just by chance happened to capture the sky when there's a bit of blue in there, so it looks like we're floating in the sky. This could be a space station, a city in the sky. What I'm left with is that I don't really know what it is that I've taken an image of, and I find that really intriguing, even though I was the one that took this image. Yeah, definitely my favourite of the handful that I've taken here.